The third form of subsistence agriculture is called pastoral nomadism. This is subsistence agriculture based on herding animals, and it's typically done in drier regions. And the reason is because drier regions are marginal for agriculture. So what do? You graze animals. The animals themselves couldn't care less. Pastoral nomadism is found in Northern Europe, way up in the very northern part of Europe, Central Asia, the Middle East, Northern Africa, the Sahel of Africa, which is the area south of the Sahara Desert, Eastern Africa, and then Southern Africa. So if you look at this map, you can see most of the areas where pastoral nomadism is still practiced. Pastoral nomadism involves what's known as transhumance. This means moving animals from place to place to take advantage of pasture land. So the people who do this need to be able to be mobile because their animals are going to eat through the landscape and then have to move on. Typically, it's cattle or goats and sheep, horses, camels, and that's right, reindeer. What do they get out of these animals? Milk, so you don't have to kill the animal for that. Blood, in a lot of cases, you do not have to kill the animal for that. Meat, you have to kill the animal for that. Fur and wool, a lot of times you don't have to, if it's wool, kill the animal. And hides, well, you're going to have to kill the animal for the hides. If you look on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, this is transhumance taking place in Central Asia. In other words, pastoral nomadism. Especially take a look at the left-hand side. You can see how steep the landscape is. This is the reason that they're grazing the goats there. On the right-hand side, that's in the Tibetan Plateau. It's 12,000 feet above sea level, so it's not a great place for agriculture because it's so high up and even cold during the summer months. Of course, if you're going to do that, you need an animal, and that animal is called a sheepdog. That's right, because you got to keep those animals together. And you can see in the background, that's a yurt, also known as a gur in Central Asia. That's what people live in, and they are mobile. They have to be able to move from place to place. This is the Middle East. These are Bedouins. They also are mobile. They live in their tent. That's their house. And as they graze a landscape off, they can move their goats to another place, and they can just pick up and roll everything up, and off they go. This is in northern Mongolia. The Tsatan people, along with the people who live in the northern part of Finland, graze reindeer, believe it or not. The reindeer are kind of weirdly wild, kind of feral, but they allow people to hang around them. It's a very strange relationship, to tell you the truth. I guess the reindeer haven't figured out that when you start hanging around people, it usually goes bad for you if you're an animal. And this is a Maasai, and he has his cattle, probably the most famous pastoral nomadism in the world, the Maasai of Eastern Africa, where they graze their cattle. All right, pastoral nomadism. Is it intensive or extensive agriculture? I think you know the answer to this. Extensive agriculture. Very good.